leave it in the street, case on the news.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought they could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Oakland Raiders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
He's coming. Double up.
12. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 21-yard line.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. Here's Foles. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. Nice pickup for a first down.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
From the 40 now on second down. Foles over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Foles. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So first and 10 now from the 30.
We got four.
Now Foles. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They're backed up here with a first and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Foles. And he rifles one incomplete. Jake Butt, the tight end, his intended receiver. 3rd down here.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Clelin Ferrell in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better keep it going.
On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
They've got to do a better job up front and create some space, because they're right there, almost literally on their own goal line.
Just a couple of feet away from a safety. That could have been disastrous. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Out of his end zone, Brissett. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
3 down. Joker, Josh,
On 3rd down, Brissett. James has it. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Here's Brissett. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on there heals a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check three.
On 2nd and 12, Brissett. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 45-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
A first down carry by Elliott. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Foles. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Clelin Ferrell has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. They'll set up a throw. Looking long for Westbrook. It's caught inside the 25. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
We're scoreless after one. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Lee. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on it and then let him run.
He's got some space. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Foles, a dump off to Elliott. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Right there, 56.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Richard, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, here's Brissett. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Play fake, Brissett. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The complete 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll throw again. Brissett. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 25 yards that time.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Brissett on first down. James has got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
On the draw, Richard. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jalen Richard, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the penalty erases their earlier loss. Now it's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff looking right. Oh, what a move. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Brissett. It's a screen to Richard. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Brissett to throw on first. Open man is Samuel, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Let's go.
Brissett now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. To throw on 2nd and 10. Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. Kenny Golladay, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Again, it's Brissett. The left side, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. On 1st down, Richard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
I'm coming after you. Have some. Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
On 2nd and a couple, Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Trump. 47's the mic, boys. 47. Check. 47.
Brissett on 3rd and 2. Got his target, Samuel. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Oh, you got deep? Check 52. Check.
Out of the gun, Brissett. Flush to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. 2nd down and goal. Brissett toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. This is 3rd and goal. Brissett under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Carlson able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's...
They've got his man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Foles. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Here's Foles. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So instead of trailing into the lockers, they grabbed the lead with the clock reading all zeros before intermission.
I would love to go into the locker room with them because right now they're riding a nice wave, aren't they? They're feeling good about themselves. But I know the coach is going to be talking to them about calming down, taking it easy. We've got a whole second half, but use the way we finished the first one to start the second.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here at half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. This is Richard, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Switch. Hey, check 24.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Throwing deep for Galladay. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Kenny Galladay. His 4th touchdown on the year. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 17-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
A gain of 14.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
What we got?
Foles. And he completes it to Westbrook. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. 7 yards there and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
On the ball! On the ball! On the ball! On the ball!
They'll look to throw here. That's complete to Jake Butt. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Foles going to come up now, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the 22, Foles. The open man is Westbrook. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the Jaguar first down.
Foles now 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's first down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of...
And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal.
Here we go. 180!
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the 3rd quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Brissett. To the right and complete to Galladay. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Richard trying the right side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
Like football.
At the 45.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And who we got?
On 2nd and 12, Brissett. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
No. Shift. Order. 44. Mike.
From the gun, here's Brissett. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Coming this way. Here we go.
Brissett now. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jesse James, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First down, Jaguars.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line.
25 yards. First down, Jacksonville.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Rush in. Hey, go. Sound cool.
They go to Elliott again. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a 2nd and goal. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
1st down, Brissett. James has got it, complete. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Brissett. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. Brissett. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A gain of 32 that time. All right, they took a real chance there, throwing deep from their own end zone.
Yeah, just think about it this way. If you take that shot, which they just did, you're giving those pass rushers an extra chance to get you. Your escape hatch behind you is gone because the end line is there. Yet at the same time, they took the gamble, and boy, did it pay off.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Richard on the toss. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Ready? Hey, come on. 950, 950. You remember me? You remember me?
On 2nd and 15 now. Brissett, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
He's checking. Crash.
Brissett sets to throw it. And James has it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A Raider first down, 17 yards. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
44, Mike, 44. Check.
Brissett, he's going to air one out, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Now a handoff here to his running back. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll look to throw. A throw left side complete to his receiver Westbrook. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
Set the tone, defense. Kick.
Back to throw. And this one into the hands of DJ Chark. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So now it's fourth down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option, but as you also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Back to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. And all the way down to the 29. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. He's back to throw. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. This is Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Tie game, probably time for one final play here. What do you do in this spot?
Now you're thinking about Hail Mary. You've got to find a way to heave it all the way towards the end zone and give yourself a chance. Your time management.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Let's go, fellas.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know.
He's got a man, complete. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Jags, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile,